always a pleasure to talk to you about your films, especially when you're double fisting. How much do you enjoy that, directing yourself in a very, firm way? It's like, Kenneth, you suck.
I never say that, otherwise I get too upset and then I storm off set. No, well, I enjoyed it very much. I had a lot of help. I enjoyed particularly the privilege of acting with Chris Pine and Keira Knightley. I really enjoyed the scenes with those guys. And I loved playing a quiet man, quiet, ruthless man, a quiet, ruthless, dying man, but who was going to die going out with a potentially terrifying last action on Earth. It was something I didn't decide to do until Kevin was on board and then Keira. And then we developed it so much that it felt that together that we would all be in tune if I was in it. So I decided I would just try and catch up on more sleep and do both jobs.
Well, hey, why not?
Exactly.
Your Russian seems to be impeccable, but that's because I don't speak Russian. Who gauged how good it was?
We had an excellent Russian dialect coach, and we continually checked it. And I listened to Russian radio and television, and I practiced with phonetic tapes, and I did it for the dog. I believe my dog now speaks Russian.
Subliminally.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I turned her into a Russian dog. I've put the part away, but the dog still thinks she's Russian. So I'll never forget this role.
Hey, she'll be in the sequel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she will be in the sequel. Yeah, as the double agent.
Exactly, the double agent.
The double
like
doggy agent.
etc.
We've got a lot of dogs in the movie, as you know. So
of course.
it's a theme. It's a theme.
A recurrent theme.
Yeah, exactly.
You ought to love, especially vintage spy films, to do movies like that, where location is such an important thing, where acting is so important to the characters. Yeah. So how much of a fan were you, and how much was it an inspiration?
It was an inspiration because we thought, people, my experience of action movies is that people, of course, expect and want action, but they find it they find it at its best when it's supported by and joined onto detailed performance and sense of reality from the characters. For me, the spy films that I loved were things like 3 Days of the Condor, weird conspiracy films like Parallax View I really loved, or just conspiracy pictures, want anything to do with spies really, like All the President's Men. But that kind of tension, that sort of stomach-churning tension that puts you in that situation where there's a human dynamic right at the center of it. It is not too extreme, too unbelievable. And when you think about our world economic climate, you think about WikiLeaks, you think about the world of Edward Snowden, etc., then Jack finding a plan like this that could disrupt the interconnectedness and fragility of world financial markets combined with a terrorist attack, it's all a little too close. Combine that with sort of being on the emotional ride with a great actor in Mr. Pine, then I think that for me is very attractive.
Is it interesting to see how life, sometimes follows movies? You were mentioning Snowden, and probably started filming before he was there, and how all of a sudden the process becomes so real to current events.
It's always shocking, actually. We of course spoke to a number of people in intelligence organizations, ex and current, when we were trying to sort of make sure of our authenticity base for it all, and indeed people in the financial markets and the financial world. And you're always surprised at quite how close the imaginative process is to what happens, and sometimes one mirrors the other in a way. But it does feel to me as though the matter of the film is now quite contemporary. The questions it raises, albeit in an entertaining way, I hope, like how much secrecy is too much secrecy? What are you prepared to do if you wish to serve your country? How many people are you prepared to lie to? How many people are you prepared to not trust? All of those things are a challenge if you are Jack Ryan in the 21st century.